One message almost ended my entire art career. I actually can't believe I'm going to tell this story publicly, finally, considering it happened 9 years ago. And whilst I know it probably shouldn't still impact me the way it does, I constantly have mixed feelings about it. This is going to be a longer story, and I'm going to try and take it slow, that way I don't get too emotional, as I'm still processing a lot of my feelings about what happened 9 years ago when I got this message. And it's actually been telling this story to my closer friends and getting their feedback that has allowed me to grant myself permission to talk about this, and kind of embarrassing admitting that one person has had this much power over me even 9 years later. My name is LittleAshThings, and I've been a graphics designer since I was 13 years old. I've been doing this a very long time, and now I'm also a live 2D VTuber, and I know how to create and rig VTuber models, but back at this time, I was mostly focusing on a lot of traditional art. This is around when Monster High was getting quite popular, and custom dolls was also becoming a very wide-known hobby. Trending even. And I love Monster High. I actually still stream Monster High games currently. And I still have my dolls, and I still love them. I loved researching and learning how to customize them. I can visualize in my head right now sitting outside with all my little materials and like learning about the importance of a respirator and just having an absolute blast. There's tons of pictures if you look up Ash Guts Monster High, and in fact, speaking of Ash Guts, that's kind of what this story is going to be about. So there I was, building up all this confidence because I had sold a few custom Monster High dolls, and it seemed like this was really going to be something I could do for the long run. I started gaining some traction and meeting other artists who were much bigger than me, which was intimidating but also very inspirational. And one day I got a message from a fellow artist, and she was praising my work. She was telling me how she wished that she could do quality of work the way I did. And to which, of course, I responded, but your work is so amazing. You know, we're all unique and beautiful for our own ways. I love your style, and I love my style too. I like that we can exist in this space with our own unique approaches. And when it comes to my social media, I have no problems with combining personal photos of myself and my art. This is relevant to the story. She mentioned to me that I was losing commissions. She was getting messages from people saying that they were refusing to work with me because my name, Ashguts, was too intimidating. And that when they were seeing my face, because I do have facial piercings and sort of an alternative goth art fashion style, that apparently they were too scared of me. And at the time, I would have not been diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder yet. I didn't know any of that stuff about myself then. I didn't even know I was autistic yet because I hadn't been diagnosed. But when she told me my name, Ashguts, which I had used since I was like a teenager, that was my handle, along with the way I looked and the person I was, just genuinely being distasteful or making me lose money, I didn't even know I had these problems before she was bringing them to my attention. And she didn't stop there. She kept going, and she let me know that all of the personal life posts I was putting up, including my selfies, were irrelevant to anything I was trying to do, and that the quality of my photos of my dolls was so poorly done that it seemed like I just didn't care. She told me that, you know, I essentially wasn't taking the profession very seriously, which at the time, I was just, no, I wasn't seeing it as a profession. I mean, you know what they say, right? Make it now, you can make it better later. I was just getting started and feeling myself and having fun. I didn't know it was like that big of a deal. And the one thing that particularly stuck out to me was when she asked me, why do you keep referring to yourself as we and us in your social media posts? It's weird. Yes, she said that to me, that it was weird. I had no idea until she mentioned it to me that I've ever referred to myself in plurals before. The only way I could explain it to her was, well, my community and my brand, it's going to be a whole team of people, including people I currently employ, which I do since I own my own business, or people that are showing up and supporting me. I consider that a whole group of people, as an us, we. Now that I've spoken to my therapist and been diagnosed with DID, I realize that yes, I do tend to utilize plurals in reference to myself, but I don't even notice that I do it. Like, I just did it right now and I caught it. And I know, anybody else would have known better that this person was clearly being mean to me. But as I've mentioned, I now know I'm autistic, and I genuinely thought this person was trying to be my friend. I thought that they were kind of critiquing me and they wanted the best for me. I don't know why I thought that now to this day, but at the moment I really did. And you know what I decided to do in response to this person's messages? I almost quit my art career entirely. I even have a video on my YouTube channel called The Name Change from 9 years ago, which was literally around when this whole thing happened. And I refuse to delete that video because at least I can keep track of when this was. But I have no idea why it completely destroyed me. I ended up changing my name from Ashguts to Creative Mending, which I no longer even use, but that's why a lot of my Monster High dolls are underneath Creative Mending rather than just Ashguts. And now we have LittleAshThings, which I love my current name. LittleAshThings is amazing, but I still do reserve Ashguts, and yet to this day, I feel like it's so embarrassing, but I feel like ashamed to try and use my old handle for some reason, but like I don't want to let it go either, right? I know it's so dumb. I don't know why I'm crying. And at the end of the day, I almost let one person destroy the one thing that I've cared about the most my entire life, which is my art. And I'm very grateful for everyone who has allowed me to slowly start kind of telling this story in bits and pieces and learning how to process it and sort of heal and grow from it. Because yeah, my brain, it holds on to certain things for a long time. I can't believe it's 9 years later and I'm still this worked up over it, even though I am very confident in the current moves that I'm making with my brand. I love my community and I love what I do. And hopefully now, thanks to the advice of others, I will know better in the future that if somebody's just ripping me to shreds like that, they're probably not my friend.